Welcome to the Insight Engine. Today's dispatch brings us to the urgent geopolitical and judicial news of October 20th, 1720. While European powers are officially enjoying a period of profound peace, the American colonies are navigating a mounting internal crisis. Our intelligence for this week comes directly from the Philadelphia presses of the American Weekly Mercury. This is the front page of that paper. Beneath these woodcut illustrations, reports reveal deep anxiety over economic stability and exposed frontiers. This single issue contains reports on political maneuvering in Pennsylvania, urgent warnings about New York defenses, and lethal justice. Serving as a practical bulletin for merchants and officials, this paper provides an unvarnished look at the fragility of the British-American project in the early 18th century. We start in the Pennsylvania General Assembly, where Governor William Keith is opening the new legislative session. Under the October 20th dateline, Keith opens with formal praise, commending the blessings of peace, unanimity, and contentment. He quickly pivots to financial realities, warning that revenue acts are expiring and requesting a small supply to meet state exigencies. This request highlights a structural vulnerability. Without a permanent treasury, the colonial administration relied entirely on these temporary, piecemeal legislative approvals to function. Communication delays worsened this financial instability. Provincial business had to be sent across the storm-tossed Atlantic to London, a process taking months. This left colonial leaders unable to react to sudden emergencies. To address this lag, Keith issues an earnest recommendation to the Assembly. He insists on the immediate establishment of an agent at home, a permanent representative stationed in Britain. Keith's push for a lobbyist demonstrates that Pennsylvania's stability depended as much on navigating distant British power structures as it did on local legislation. In New York, the tone is more aggressive. Under the October 13th dateline, newly arrived Governor William Burnet delivers a sharp warning to his assembly. Burnet presents intelligence showing French forces advancing from their territories and pushing directly into lands claimed by the British Crown. The threat is tactical. Burnet warns that the French are building trading houses in the main passes to control movement, while spreading false and scandalous reports. This is psychological warfare. French agents are actively working to break the alliance between the British and the Five Nations of the Iroquois, attempting to draw indigenous loyalties toward Canada. The geography reveals the stakes. The country of the Five Nations sits between the Great Lakes and Albany, serving as the essential physical buffer between British settlements and French-controlled Canada. Burnet highlights the irony. While Europe is officially at peace, the French use that peace to expand their military footprint in America. He demands immediate militarization, repairing decayed forts, constructing new outposts, and mobilizing the militia. Frontier defense was being ramped up precisely because the formal peace in Europe was viewed as a cover for French subversion on the ground. Burnet also identifies paper credit as a tool for financing these defenses, linking the colony's financial engineering directly to its physical security. New York was operating as a frontline state in a global struggle for dominance, regardless of the official diplomatic narratives in Europe. Local elites responded to Burnet with a formal address from the grand jurors of the city and county of New York. The tone is highly sycophantic, welcoming the new governor with strategic flattery. They focus on his lineage, praising his father as an eminent prelate whose virtues Burnet inherits. They tie his father directly to the Glorious Revolution, the 1688 overthrow of King James II. This connection validates the governor's authority by aligning him with the Protestant succession and the securing of civil rights in Britain. Binding the remote colony to the core ideology of the British Empire, the jurors used this flattery to secure their own protection and status. We pivot now to the report from the recent court of Oyer and Terminer in Philadelphia, where the law met the streets. The headline case involves a local tradesman named Edward Hunt, charged with a high-stakes economic crime. Hunt is indicted for counterfeiting the Spanish silver coin. Because the colonies lacked a reliable hard currency of their own, they were dependent on foreign silver. Any threat to this supply was viewed as an existential danger to the entire economy. Forging this currency required sophisticated effort. This silver Spanish coin features intricate heraldry designed to make counterfeiting nearly impossible. The court's response to this crime is absolute. Chief Justice David Lloyd pronounces a sentence of death for Edward Hunt. His wife Martha is guilty of spending the false money, receiving life imprisonment and a £500 fine. The report also details Ann Husson, charged with stealing 20 pistoles and $4. For this theft, Husson, like Hunt, receives a sentence of death. These extreme sentences reveal a state terrified of economic instability, willing to use lethal force to protect the integrity of its currency and property. In a single week's dispatch, we have seen requests for lobbyists, military alerts, political sycophancy, and public executions. These reports expose the dual reality of colonial America in 1720, where a veneer of parliamentary order masked a desperate struggle for security. Frontier defense and currency integrity functioned as the absolute, non-negotiable priorities of the colonial administration. All these crises coexisted in the 3 columns of a single newspaper issue. This has been an insight engine dispatch. Primary sources reveal that the peace of the early 18th century was a high-stakes, lethal balancing act.
The day